got my voice memos. I have like a total of like over 100 something.
For what?
Hey man, sometimes when I have like, so you know how some people on like, oh, they have a thought in their mind and they write it down on their notes.
Uh-huh.
I just put the voice memo and talk to myself.
And you have 100?
Yeah.
What do you plan on doing with them?
I gotta delete them. If someone ever stole my phone and just like looked at my voice memos, they would be, I don't know what they think. I would be so embarrassed, honestly.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I think we're down a light. Did I do that?
I did that. The lighting,
Great.
that one made no difference.
Oh.
So it's okay though. The lighting's good.
Cool.
Yeah. This podcast or this episode is just us. I think this one is like I want to say episode 7, right? Because Christmas just happened.
Uh-huh.
And then after Christmas happened, we have our special guest.
Mm-hmm.
And now this one is, I guess you would say, the day before New Year's Eve.
It's the eve of New Year's Eve.
Yeah, so have you ever heard people say New Year's Eve?
Just now.
Yeah. Well, how do you usually celebrate it?
Dude, I normally just go to sleep. I
Love it.
Lately, I've been staying up later. I had a period in time where like I was in prep and I was in bed by 10 p.m. every single night. Like in 2021, in 2021, I don't think I stayed up past midnight more than like 2 nights in the whole freaking year. But now sometimes I'll work really late because like I can get a lot of work done and like I can clear out my DMs because like people reply to you on Instagram in like normal hours, but at 2 a.m, I can get through all my messages quickly because like nobody's gonna be sitting there trying to have a conversation. Not that I don't want to talk to people. It's just like sometimes I get behind and that's when I get caught up.
No, of course. I love your grind. That's one thing I respect most about you is your grind and your hustle. Which, speaking of which, I think that's one of the things I wanted to talk to them about. Because you work for yourself. I work for myself. I know that there's a lot of young entrepreneurs or maybe some people that like are trying to chase their passion or their career and whatnot. And I think one of the topics I wanted to bring up today was letting the people know that, you know, it's okay to follow your dreams. Like, you don't have to have... Everybody has been told that standard in high school that you have to go to college. I'm sure you've heard of that one.
Yeah.
Personally, when I was in high school, I mean, I wanted to go to college for exercise science.
Okay.
I think you did too.
I thought I wanted to go to college for a lot of things.
Same.
At one point in time, it was just to be a cop, so I did go through the police academy. At another point in time, I thought it was going to be for environmental engineering, but then I was not so good at chemistry. And then I thought it was going to be for finance. It ended up being for business, which then turned into a job in finance, but then ended up me running my own businesses. So, yeah. But exercise science, what did you want to do with that once you graduated?
Yeah, that's the point, is exercise, like, man, let me think about this. Okay, so, looked up on the computer in the library at the military academy, showed what degree do I need to become a physical trainer.
Okay.
That was the mindset. And the first thing that came up was exercise science. I should have gotten past the, like, before I even thought about that, SATs, financials, so many things that go into, like, college. It's not just, like, you go to high school, you get your degree, and you go straight to college. You know, sometimes college. They say college is more. It's harder as far as like the academics wise, but of course you have more responsibility for yourself to actually do these things. You know, which of course you're a grown adult.
There's a bit less hand holding in college. Yes. In my experience, most of my college classes were easier than some of the classes I took in high school, but I took like advanced classes in high school.
Do you think college has benefited you? Like, do you think you would be on the same level in life you are right now without college?
It put me on a path. There was a lot of grinding. I took 17 credit hours one semester. That was a fuckload.
Okay, even I know that's a lot. Yeah.
That's like 5 classes full time.
Right.
That's where I got my time management from. Like, I became so overwhelmed after spending like 10 hours at my desk on the first day. And, like, I still had a class that I hadn't started. And I was like, oh, Lord, I might have fucked myself here. But then I was like, no, I'm just going to get a calendar. And I'm going to, like, map out, like, 2-hour blocks for every hour of the waking day. And, like, one of those is going to be the gym. I'm not going to skip that, and the rest will be class. I wasn't working at that time because I had already worked my junior year of college. I was working full-time. This is my senior year, so I was like, let's just knock it out and get as many classes done as possible. But, like, the time management skills. So college has only ever benefited me indirectly, I guess. It's what I do now. I don't think any of that came from college. What I do for work, coaching and having sponsors and like social media, like I didn't learn any of that in school, and I don't know if I could have learned it in like traditional school. I think like, and for your case, like exercise science, I don't believe you have to have a degree to be a personal trainer.
No.
So, like, yeah, if you want to be a doctor.
No, of course.
Or, you know.
I feel like for a set career, like, if you were to become a doctor, a lawyer, you know, something that has status. I think that's the correct word.
Status. You just probably won't be able to teach yourself how to be a doctor.
Right.
Whereas, like, you can somewhat teach yourself how to be a personal trainer. I mean, you can get certifications if you want. You can teach yourself how to run a business,
right,
as we've both done. I've had some mentors along the way. Shout out, of course, to Jason. But
I definitely went the apprenticeship route. Yeah. So I basically was at the bottom and just basically grinded it out.
Yeah. So,
like, even in my construction business, I started, like, during high school. So, like, during the summers, I would be doing construction and just slowly start picking their brains as far as, like, the business side. And then after that, started taking, like, you know, some mentorship. Yeah, so advice, like, if you're listening to this, God, I don't think we'll have people that are teenagers. But maybe we will. Who knows? Actually, I will say, I think it was up to... So our main audience is around 20 to 30. Makes sense. We do have some people that are listening that are in the teens. Luckily, nothing below that. We also have some elderly people. Yeah. Shout out, Mom. So we have a wide a variety of people. So I know that everybody's listening. You know, if you're thinking about going back to school, or you feel like school is the only option, I would really sit down and look, like, what do you want to do? Do you want to be a personal trainer, or do you want to be a brain surgeon? And then that might tell you whether or not it's necessary. Can college help you? Yes, but you have to do more than the minimum. You can't just go to school, online or in person, and get good grades. That will get you nowhere, at least in my experience. Yes. I try to maximize my time at college. I joined a club, even though I did not want to be in clubs. I came back to do some speaking for some classes that I had already taken. I did my best to network my ass off and really just try to notice the most that I could do while I'm there. And some of that networking and I learned some, like, soft skills. I think it would be soft skills. Like, how to interview. I learned that in college, which
I guess I could have learned just by going to like 20 other job applications somewhere else. But like that's something I did in college. I probably went on 30 different interviews. I remember I had 6 interviews in one day. Like by the end of your 6th interview, you're not nervous anymore. You're just like, I'm tired. I'm ready to get this shit over with. Like now, I think that's probably why I'm good on camera, or at least I think I'm good on camera. But
A lot better than me. A lot better than me.
Nah, you're good. But like, I went to school for business, and I'll put it this way: I went and I had already had my AA from Santa Fe College, and I went to the University of Florida and got my bachelor's in business administration. And my forearm is cramping from the curls we did today. Okay. And after getting that degree, I did work for my current business partner, Jason, and worked at his company. And within the first 6 months there, just going to work, I feel like I learned a lot more than in college. I learned skills such as how to create MailChimp campaigns to email customers, how to run an online store with Shopify, how to record, edit, and upload videos to YouTube, how to create product pages, how to use Photoshop, like all of these things that would really help you run a business, getting on the phone, dealing with customers, like things like that I guess it depends. It depends on what you want to do. I think like kind of like what Alex was saying, if you can get that apprenticeship, that's almost what I had. That wasn't my role. My role was like, I don't know, I don't think I even had a role when I started there. But like, if you're at a place with upward mobility, or a place like where Alex is at, that you can learn all the ropes and then go do it yourself, that's an option outside of college. Like there are other ways to be successful, and your definition of success depends. Like if you want to be well off, doctors are well off. They get a lot of debt along the way.
Very true.
You know, like engineers, they're well off. But if you want to be like rich, like ultra wealthy, you're gonna have to start a business. You're never gonna get, even if you work for Google and make $250,000 a year, that's still nowhere near what even some small business owners can make. So,
I mean, that brings up a good topic because that speaks to me, like personally. So I started the construction. Think about it: teenage years, apprentice, and then once I hit about 18, 19, I became a foreman, and a foreman is basically a crew leader for a crew. And then quit that, started my own business, trial and error, repeated it until I got to the point where I was self-sustainable. Now, I think I started off with like handyman work, and then it gradually got into remodeling. Of course, now I make decent money, but of course, like I'm still learning new things to be able to make more. I'm also learning like ways to save and invest in myself. So I guess you would say the end goal of this plan that I've been building since I was a teenager is get to the point where I can be able to buy like complexes, or maybe do houses for like Airbnbs, because I want, what is it called? Passive income? Is that what it's called?
yeah, passive income.
Basically money where I'm literally doing nothing because I've already done the work.
I'll argue that this might be less active income versus passive income. To me is like I have stocks,
right,
or I have a company that literally runs itself. But if you're having Airbnbs, or like you own an apartment complex, unless you like rent that out, there will be some activity on your own. It might be more passive than the average job, but
the goal is to sit there and collect checks. If there's work to be done, there is people to be hired. That's the end goal.
What about the podcast?
Well, that's different because that's my dream. There's a difference between, I mean, sometimes for the lucky people, or not even just lucky people, some people already know like their life map, like their dream is their career. My career pays the bills, but my dream is, spreading kindness to everybody. And the way I spread kindness and positivity is, doing this podcast, being on social media platforms, try to meet new people, and just bring some light into their day.
Yeah.
And, I know that I'm not making a whole lot of money, but it's making me happy. I think this year of 2022 has made me realize I've been in places where there's been times in my life, I would say recently, probably prior or pre-COVID, so 2018, somewhere around there, where I've had so much money that I didn't know what to do with. So I'm just spending it on stupid shit, cars when I already have a car, stuff like that. And like even to this day now, money isn't going to make me fully happy. It helps, yes. But the one thing that I came to realize this year is time is my currency. I want my time to be valued. I want my time to be spent with loved ones. And I'm not so caught up in the materialistic things, and more of like you and me, if you're with a loved one or with a friend, even you. So, for example, would you rather me give you an Xbox, or would you rather me give you an Xbox, or me say, hey, I'm gonna take you on vacation, man. Let's go experience something. Let's go skydiving.
Is this like an original Xbox or like a new one? and the second question is, I'm over the weight limit for skydiving now.
No way.
I was 249 this morning, and I think here like the highest you can be is like 235 or 240, and then it's like an extra $10 every pound over, but like they don't have to take you. So I made it a point to go skydiving right after my show last year.
So you've been?
Yeah.
Dude, I've been too.
Oh, okay.
I've been too. The first time was a little weird because you have to have the guide like on you.
Mm-hmm.
But I did one free solo dive, and it was
free solo like by yourself.
Mm-hmm. Well, diving by myself, but not in the air alone.
One parachute, one man.
Yes, one parachute, one man. But I had someone with me, but he wasn't attached to me.
Forgive me, but how do you hide your balls inside those cargo pants? Because
right, dude,
I'd be so freaking scared to do that alone.
I'm sure if you know about this, the first 2 minutes, scary, absolutely scary. Some people pass out. I've seen some videos where they just straight up pass out. But then it gets to the point where it's just like once you get your control and get your shit together, it's like you're just floating.
I guess in theory, if you passed out, if there is like a spotter there, they could like come pull your chute for you.
Exactly. Okay. So yeah, I was free diving, but I know that like someone's there with me, so just in case something happens, he can situate me. But either way, I like experiences. Back to the point.
Fuck the Xbox. Well, actually, wait. Does the Xbox mean you're gonna come over and play it with me every day? Because like growing up, me and my brother used to play Halo like every fucking day. We just played the fuck out of the campaign. So, but okay. I'm just trying to find the loophole to everything. No, man. Experiences are better than materialistic things.
For
if
sure.
You already have 2 cars. Getting a third probably won't make you as happy as taking a road trip in one of the 2 that you already have.
I don't think I would have known that though, if I had the prior experience to having everything I've wanted. So let's just put it this way. I first started off making a lot of money because I was at a high-paying job. I was smart. I didn't get a house or apartment. I did a room for rent. You can do a room for rent on Marketplace like $100, $200 a week. So super cheap.
Yeah.
So essentially, like, that's just pocket change to me. So all the money I'm making, I'm not thinking about saving or anything. I'm just thinking about, like, spending. Mm-hmm. So I'm just buying anything I want. And, yes, it's fun. It's exciting to have these things, whether it's a car or whether it's a new laptop or whatever. It grows old.
I was about to say, it gets old. It
gets old real quick versus any family get-together or maybe friend get-together. You can literally talk on and on about all the amazing experiences you've had.
Yeah.
I read something online where I think almost 70% of people in the world never go on vacation. They only go on like one vacation a year.
Yeah, in America, our time off is fucked.
Yeah. That's crazy. I mean, I think I've went on like 5 or 6 this year.
Oh, okay.
Like I have to, you know?
Yeah.
I have to. You gotta explore the world. I mean, I'm only 24 for 1 year. And then 25.
Dude, you're so young, man.
25 for 1 year.
Enjoy your youth.
I'm trying.
Don't get old like me.
I'm trying.
So I'm going to call you out right now on the podcast. What do you have next to your left hand? You're just fidgeting with it.
This.
I'm gonna call you out. I have to.
Okay,
I have to because I'm proud of you.
The original plan. All right, so this is a fidget spinner. It could be a kid's toy to some people. It can be, they say an ADHD tool, I guess you would say. I was gonna say tool, but I don't know if that's the correct word. Anyways, so I've been on a long battle with nicotine. I started smoking cigarettes when I was about 16 in construction. Because construction, you know, you're not taking a big lunch break, so you need something to kind of crave off your food. So it was really just cigarettes and Monster. And then when I've been smoking very bad. I mean, and keep in mind, I was doing bodybuilding too. Even while I was doing smoking these cigarettes. And it's like, yeah, no fucking wonder that I'm this size. Like, I don't regret it because it's my life, but also at the same time, I could be a lot bigger now if I didn't do it during that time. Because we're talking about years. But anyways, when I met, well, she's now my fiance, but when I met her, we started, I think, 2 months into our relationship. It wasn't an ultimatum, but she made it very fucking clear that I need to stop smoking cigarettes. And, you know, I said, look, cigarettes are not worth it, so I quit cold turkey. Quit cold turkey on the cigarettes, but not the nicotine. So then I started vaping. Vaping is very addictive. So cigarettes are addictive, but you have to be outside to smoke cigarettes.
Yeah. I was just watching a documentary on this, and like the way and the amount that the nicotine can hit you,
right,
is usually like less with a cigarette than a vape, from what I've heard. So like vapes are even more addictive, but then like you said, it's easy. You can use it anywhere.
They're so more addicting. In I think 2018, they passed a law where you cannot be 18 to buy tobacco or any nicotine products. So you have to be. They changed it to 21.
Really?
Yeah.
In Florida?
Everywhere.
Well, I don't smoke, so I don't know. But
they changed it everywhere. It used to be 18, and now it's 21. Prior, I think 20. Yeah. In 2018, but either way, by the time I was 21 then, so it didn't really matter to me.
Yeah.
Besides the point, the vapes, you gotta think I'm chiefing outside, I'm chiefing inside, and it got to the point where I'm just like, buying a vape every 3 days, $20. So you gotta think how much money I'm wasting. So not only is the nicotine hurting my lungs, yes, it wasn't hurting my lungs as bad as the tobacco, but when I wake up in the morning, I have, like, not congestion, but you can tell that my voice is fucked. Like, it's scratchy, I breathe heavy. Like, guys, keep in mind that I'm in bulk. I've been bulking for a hot minute now, so I don't do cardio, I don't do long walks. I don't walk in the park or anything. I sit my ass down when I'm not training or doing something. But
well, you do still work construction, right?
Yeah. We'll say I work construction, even though I have workers.
Well, like you do some jobs on your.
But yes. But the little times that I'm walking, I have heavy breathing. That's not good.
No.
Especially since I don't even walk a lot in general. But when I do, like, let's just say, like, even, like, if I'm walking up the stairs, I'm having a hard time.
Sounds
Like, physically, I'm okay. But, like, breathing-wise, I'm not okay. So... Is it okay for me to mention?
You mention whatever you want, man. This is
Why
our
not?
show.
Fuck it. Keep it raw. The original plan so either way, I know that I have to stop. I get it. My true dream is to pursue my bodybuilding career. It's not helping because nicotine craves your appetite. I have heavy breathing. Overall, nobody appreciates you blowing smoke up in their face.
It gives me a little bit of a headache. Like if somebody vapes in my car while I'm
for sure.
driving, like I get a little bit of a headache just being around it.
For sure.
It might just be the scent. I don't know, but
and I know some of these people might say like, you know, y'all are in the phase of like, oh no, vaping is like, there's nothing wrong with vaping. And honestly, I used to be in that same position until recently. I'm just like, no, I'm not okay. I'm honestly not okay. And it's been like, I've been vaping for like, I want to say about 5 years.
wow.
So whatever the media says on vaping, like, it's not good. Like, honestly, think about it. It's man-made. First off, it's man-made. There's nothing natural about it. It's all chemicals.
I think the biggest thing is that it's going through your lungs.
Yeah, it's going through my lungs, and that's just not good. So I'd rather quit now while I'm early in my years, so I can hopefully recover and maybe rebuild the lungs. I don't know how that works. I haven't really got into it, but I do know one thing. I have to quit, and I did. I made a pact with a friend that we would quit January 1st, but I said, fuck that. I quit. So if you're watching this, I quit like 2 days ago. I haven't really felt much withdrawals, but I have found myself in the car or sitting on the couch when I'm watching TV, scrambling around, if that makes sense.
Fidgeting.
Yeah, fidgeting because I'm looking for something that I don't have. So I'm working on it, guys. I'm working on it. Also, hopefully, if I continue to stop vaping, I wouldn't even say bad, but the only thing I'm smoking is weed. But that's for, all the uses, really. I was about to say, yeah, it helps me eat more, but it also makes me very, very happy.
That's a good use.
Please use responsible, as I do. I make sure I get all my serious work done beforehand, so typically I only smoke at nighttime. But yeah, I don't drink. I don't drink anymore.
I don't drink either. It's been like 2 years.
Yeah, drinking's fun, but now that I've had my fair share of drinking, just even thinking about going into a bar, it just makes me cringe. I don't know what to say about it besides, like, I've never had a good experience at a bar. I have never met a good woman at a bar. I've been in a lot of bar fights. The only good thing that I've ever experienced at a bar was a claw machine that I would put $1 in and win a little stuffed animal, and that's it. Or you go to a bar to be depressed.
Yeah. I'm like super hot, so I'm gonna go turn on the air conditioning.
Yeah.
Because we're keeping this real as fuck. Sipping on some hot tea from Anna. We got Banana Fosters.
Ooh.
Thank you, Anna. Shout out. Hopefully you're listening to this one day. But now I'm very warm, so I'm gonna leave this to Alex. He can, I don't know, talk about anything. It's mind and body. I will be back. On the spot.
Yeah, we decided to just do an episode because we were just hanging out, and currently my fiance is in Georgia, back at home. So I'm here all by myself. I don't mind being lonely, or not lonely. I don't mind being alone because I'm pretty busy, but it doesn't help. At the end of the day, you can be the busiest person in the world, but at night, you're sleeping in bed alone, and
You can stay over.
I got dogs.
Yeah, that's the excuse. No.
But I was gonna say sometimes I'm gonna be open about this because I'm trying this new thing now. Not even going into 2023, just in general, trying this new thing to be more open. I feel like I have nothing to hide anymore, or I should be more outspoken about things. But my worst fear is being lonely. That is my worst fear, being lonely.
Do you mean in a relationship aspect or just like overall lonely?
Overall lonely. In the past podcasts, how I was telling you about like me not having a whole lot of family or neglecting family, me not having too many friends because the friends that I thought were friends were just people that either come and go or using me. So now I'm more keen to choosing my friends very wisely, making sure that they're genuine, which I think everybody should do. I mean, if you got time for me, I got time for you. Simple as that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
People, you'll know who your friends are because they'll be the ones reaching out to you.
Exactly.
Even if you forget for a day or two to reach out to them, but like,
Or even if there's nothing going on, just say, "Hey, what's up?"
yeah, I missed Alyssa today, so I was like, I miss you.
Yeah. Shout out.
It's been like 24 hours. Well, I don't know. I'll just send something. I sent a joke about some dude at the gym. Yeah, this guy at the gym. I'm like, he's like, "How are you doing?" I was like, "Man, the stairs feel harder after leg day." He's like, "Not for me." And I'm like, what the hell? Like maybe he doesn't train legs hard, or maybe he doesn't go on the stairs. I don't know. But like I was dying today on the stairs, so I don't know.
But overall, I think friendship, like activity, is one. As in like communication, constant communication. Not excessively, but just back and forth.
Alex just texts me like all fucking day long. Sometimes it's just overwhelming.
Yeah.
I'm just kidding.
But you want friends that like, because anybody can be a good friend when something good's going on.
Yeah.
Yeah, but a true friend will be there for you when something, maybe I wouldn't say terrible, but like let's just say you're in a bad mood or you just feel sad. That's when people, friends are there for you.
Yeah, for sure. I think, like for me, once you've established that friendship, like you want to be there for your friends at their low points. Anybody that's ever competed before, your whole like mental view of the world changes. Like I even for like a moment at a time, I think I said this before, thought that like my mom was out to get me. Like, oh, aren't you working too hard? Or maybe you should take a rest day. Like, my mom's saying that because she cares about me. I don't even know if she said that. I don't even remember what it was. But for a minute, I was like, does she not want me to win? Does she not know what this is like? And, like, it's a little bit crazy. But that's where you get. So, I'm not throwing anybody under the bus here. But, like, Alyssa got a little bit short on, like, the day of her show. I'll give her credit. Out of anybody I've seen prep, she stayed the nicest throughout all of prep. But, like, the day of her show, it's just frustrating. Like, I know she was frustrated, and, like, she got just, like, the tiniest bit. And I was like, yes! She, like, is close enough to me that I get to be the one to, like, kind of handle this for a moment. Mm-hmm. Now, I'm not saying your friends should, like, use you as a punching bag or take shit out on you. But, like, when they're having a bad day, if you can be there for them, or vice versa, if you're having a bad day and you know they're going to be there for you. Yeah. I don't know if that made any sense at all.
No, it made perfect sense. I was just thinking inside my head, I've been there for her show. I've been there for our other friend, Michelle. And I think during her fuck, her prep, I could tell she was very drained.
Yeah.
For sure.
She was-
100%.
She was drained, but like, she did a good job, man.
Yeah.
She was.
No, for sure.
For like, it gave me like perspective. Like, I'm like, well, damn, like, I can do at least this good myself on my next prep because I've seen somebody else do it. I thought like, I kind of had these preconceived notions that like in prep you were gonna just not have fun. Now, granted, towards the end you get exhausted, but like, I think Alyssa showed me you could still make time for your friends and still live your life in prep while still hitting like, you know, your cardio once or twice a day and your training once a day and all your meals, not going off your plan, but still fitting some life in around your plan. But then what you have to do after is live your life.
Right.
I don't mean binging, but like giving back. Because now you have, after your prep, you should have some more energy. So use that energy to give back to those people that sacrificed for you during your prep. But I'm not trying to make this all about bodybuilding, but that's just, we were talking about friends.
We're talking about friends. Yeah.
Yeah.
But I totally get it. But yeah, like I said, worst fear, being lonely, and not just like relationship wise, just like collectively, you know. I think I've been lonely for so long, like my childhood, entering my teenage years, entering my early adulthood, like because I've always had that guard up, it was really hard for me to make friends, and when I did make friends, like they just shitted on me. So of course I felt lonely all the time. Even now, you guys gotta keep in mind, like on my day-to-day basis when I'm working, I don't work with people, so I'm not socializing. You know, I'm not socializing very much. I don't have like a work friend or a work partner. You know, so I make sure that I make time for the friends that I do have. I try my absolute best, you know, just to make sure that nobody's running away from me or whatnot. So, but what's your worst fear?
Worst fear. Oof. Well, that got really dark really quick. I was gonna go a different direction with this conversation.
Oh, shit.
I was gonna ask if you'd take me on the job one day, but so
Yeah.
that you don't have to go alone, so I can learn something. Worst fear. Kind of going through this now. Maybe this isn't the worst fear, but like hurting somebody that I care about. I mean, that's a big fear of mine. I think like ultimate worst fear is wasting this time that I have here, because we never know how long we have. We never know how long we have certain people. So that's why I try to live in the present. I really, 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 really do. I try to live in the present of, you know, we have this moment right now. We might have another week, we might have another year, we might have another decade or like another 5 decades, but like in my head I see myself getting old and having like a legacy or like something to look back on. But like if I get old and I just realize like I spent my whole life trying to make money and have things, but not see my parents more before they die, not try and strengthen the relationship with my sister a little bit, like.
Right.
I think for Christmas she got me a ticket to an escape room. It was more of an IOU, but that's okay because I gave her an IOU as well. But like, yeah, I should reach out to her. I should get that scheduled because that's something I'll regret before I die. Like that would be a fear of mine. Yeah, I wanna try and do as much good stuff as I can before I die.
I think that's a good answer, honestly. And it should drive you. I mean, I think any type of fear you have can be, I wouldn't say resolved, but you can overcome any fear.
Yeah.
You just have to do the work. Simple as that.
Yeah.
And even the lonely fear of even still to this day. I mean, yesterday yesterday was my sister's birthday, and you know she doesn't respond. She doesn't really contact me all that much, but I still reached out to her because at the very least, like, you control you, so you can at least do your part. And if other people don't do their part, like, it is what it is. Move on. Can't get hung up on stuff.
It'll let you sleep better at night.
Yeah, for sure.
I like to say that you'll never regret being kind.
For sure. Do you? Oh, change. Let's change the subject. Drastic. We didn't have. We had two key points to make. We were just chatting up the shit, but we had 2 key points. Which one do you want to start with first?
Whew. I think I have one that's going to be harder for me to talk about, so maybe we should do the harder one first.
Okay.
I think the title of this episode will now be named Breakups and Vasectomies. So if that gives you any clue where this conversation is going. I guess I'd like to preface it. For me, maybe this will help people see where, like, my mind is right now. I don't know if this is good or not, but we'll see. We'll just go down a journey.
Okay.
So, I was in a relationship with someone who became my fiance, and there was a lot of love in that relationship, but it was toxic, and it was not healthy, and it was very unhealthy for me. You hungry? You can eat while I do this.
You sure?
Yeah, Green Bites Go.
Yeah.
Hell yeah. Use code #bodybuildingvegan if you want to get some free shipping on these amazing high-protein, healthy desserts.
Big shout out.
Big shout out. They're pretty cool. They're based in Florida. The owner reached out to me the other day, and he's like, hey, man, I want to ship you some meals. We've got the biodegradable packaging for the meals. But we just don't have it for the shipping containers yet. So let me get those for the containers.
Look at that packaging. It's amazing.
Packaging is pretty cool.
Packaging is amazing. Their desserts are... Yeah. Every single one. I have not disliked one.
Yeah.
Anyways, I'm sorry.
Yeah. Well, I thought it was super cool because the owner is, like, about the planet, too. And they're in Florida. They're based in Florida, Naples. So
nice.
Green Bites Go. Try to remember to put them in the show notes. But anyways, all right. Set the scene. I got out of this, like, very unhealthy relationship due to my own course, and I don't know, cosmic shit can happen. I had been on Tinder prior to that, and my Tinder account was being closed, and Tinder reminded me, like, hey, we're gonna close your account if you don't get back on here. I'm like, I'll get back on there. 5 weeks after that first like person I thought I was gonna spend my life with ended, I met Laura, and we were together for 14 months, and in that time, kind of, Alex and I talked about this outside of the gym, like, I would have bet any amount of money or my life that, like, that relationship was going to be it. That's just where my head was. I had cemented my reality around that relationship, and I like to say that, like, she broke the matrix for me, in the sense that, like, I knew no matter what, that was it. And then it wasn't. She had some things that she wanted to discover and work on by herself. And so she ended it rather abruptly. And that was what's allowed me to live in the present since that day. Because I realized nothing's permanent. And that's part of back to, like, wanting to live my life as much as I can before I die. Nothing's permanent. You can't make a promise to me. I don't care who you are. You can't. Alex could say he's gonna be my friend forever. Maybe that's not true. There's a reality in where he's not, and maybe it's through no fault of his own. Maybe he dies on the car ride home, and I don't want to put that out there. But, like, I better fucking cherish this moment with him, because I know I have this. I don't know that I have tomorrow, and so I feel like I've been released in a way. Because there were a lot of times in that relationship where I didn't enjoy the moment because I was worried about the future. I was worried about how things were going to work, how, not just finances, but, like, how kids would be raised or stuff like that. And, like, it detracted from that time we had together. And so me not worrying about it wouldn't have changed anything. The relationship still would have ended, but I would have had a lot more worry-free days. And so since then, I've just been cherishing every day to the best of my ability. There have been hard days, but I do like to say, and as we have the outro for the show, have the best day ever. And I put this on my arm because Laura used to tell it to me, and I didn't really appreciate it. Now I do, and now it's a reminder for me. I was having a rough day at the gym the other day. Like, just like clients were causing me some issues because they had like lost their documents multiple times, and like an employee for work, her car got in a crash, like not her fault, and like I was just like, I was super, and I was trying to train a client like at the same time. Like I was just stressed out of my mind, and I was like, oh my god, this is too much. Like I'm starting to get overwhelmed. And then I just looked at my arm, and I was like, have the best day ever. Like, oh shit, yeah, like this might be my last one. I better enjoy it. And so I've been much more present. So fast forward, y'all know Alicia. She was on the first episode. Huge heart, good person. Alex's friend, my friend, my at the time girlfriend. Now, I guess by phrasing it that way, no longer girlfriend. And that harkens back to my biggest fear, which is one, not living my life, but two, hurting people along the way. And so I'm trying to navigate this breakup right now. She didn't cheat on me. She didn't do anything wrong per se. I just don't think that we were the best fit, and I felt like I wasn't able to give my full self to this relationship. And once I realized I couldn't fully be in it, I needed to get myself out because it's just not fair. But I love her. I love her heart. I love how kind she is, how she cares about other people, how she gets gifts for. She's just a nice person. And so that's what's really hard for me is hurting somebody that I do truly care about. So yeah, I mean, kind of on both ends of the breakup, I have a bit more empathy for my ex now because I kind of know what it's like to hurt somebody that you never plan on hurting. That's why I won't have kids. Well, I won't have a relationship with someone that already has kids. We talked about this before. Like, it was one thing to get into it with a woman that has kids because the woman can consent to the relationship. She can consent to getting hurt, but those kids can't. At least in this case, like, Alicia and I both consented to a relationship, to giving it a try, to seeing where things go. And I'm gonna applaud I'm gonna pat myself on the back and say I cherished every day. Something that I had not done in the past. In the past, I would have worried, like, oh no, where are we gonna live in the future, or whose family's gonna do what, or like, what religion will we raise our kids? Like, those are questions that I would have asked myself during the relationship that eventually need to be brought up. But had we started with those on day one, I wouldn't have had 3 awesome months. Granted, those are questions that need to come up eventually. Mm-hmm. You just need to be very upfront with it. Like what Alex said, like nothing to hide. I was very open about, I've had a vasectomy. I am not religious. I am vegan. Here's all the reasons why this might not work, but like if you want to like try it and see how things go, we can. And so we did. And then it didn't fully work for me. And so now we're not. And it's navigating that. How do I talk to this person? Do I cut them out of my life? Do I still try and be kind to them? Is being kind to them being kind? Because then they might like feel like there's a second chance or something when there's not. Like, so yeah, I've been racking my brain. I'm still having the best day ever, but racking my brain on how to hurt somebody that I care about and do it in the least shitty way possible. So
either way, you're learning.
Yeah,
you're learning. That's all we can. I mean, you got to remember you stay humble. You're only human. There's no correct way to do things, and at the end of the day, you're trying your best.
I think. Well, I am definitely trying my best. I've Googled this to actually try and learn more, like how to break up with somebody, and they say like there are better ways to do it. Don't ghost somebody. Right. They say like don't keep sleeping with them after because you're going to be giving them like mixed signals. Like when are you ready to be friends? Like, well, one good indicator is like when neither of you would be upset if somebody else is dating somebody else. Those are all things to like think about, but like, yeah. So yeah, breakups. They suck when they're done to you, and turns out they suck when you do them to somebody else too. So But I will say this. I will say this. I will say this. I will say this. Even after having my fucking world shattered, the matrix broken when Laura broke up with me, I will always say this. A breakup and a divorce is better than the alternative. And that might sound really harsh. A lot of people put like, oh no, somebody broke up with me. I'll say, okay, good for you. And they're like, what? And it's like, if you get broken up with, it's for a good reason. Either you cheated, or you were an asshole, or you deserved it, or the other person didn't recognize you for what you were worth, or they couldn't love you in the way that you loved, or the way that you deserve to be loved. So it's better than staying in a relationship that's easy and comfortable, but not good for you. It's better than staying in a codependent or dependent toxic relationship. I can tell you that much. So if you're going through a breakup right now, I feel for you, but it's going to make you stronger. You are going to live through it. You're going to get through it. You're going to be a better person on the other side if you choose to be. Some things, I feel like I could write a self-help book right now, just based off what I've learned. Like, I'll say this. If you have not read The 4 Agreements, go read that book. It will help you be present. It will help you get through this. It's a short, easy book, 140 pages, big print, $7 on Amazon. The 4 Agreements. Go get it if you haven't. I freaking recommend it. You can't afford it, message me on Instagram. I will buy one for you. I'm putting that out there. That helped me a lot. What all the other things helped me is, and maybe this helps somebody else who's going through a breakup. If you're broken up with, this person's choosing to end that relationship. And in this universe, in this reality, that fucking sucks. But in another world, instead of them breaking up with you, on the way over to your place to break up with you, they died in a car crash. Either way, either reality, you are left to pick up the pieces by yourself. You have to decide what you're doing with your life. With no choice. Because they're gone. And they're not coming back. So figure out how you want to live your life. Because it's up to you now. It's not, you're not in this dependent, codependent thing. You're on your own. And yeah, so those are like 2 big things. Some quotes that might help. This too shall pass. We'll get through it. My brother told me when I was going through my breakup, he said, if you're going through hell, keep going. Just keep going. Get through one day at a time. Anybody else want a specific thing, you can reach out. We'll talk. I feel like since my breakup early this year, early 2022, I've probably helped like 15 people through theirs.
Wow.
Like, it's kind of like one of those you find what you're looking for. Or like, I realize that this is maybe not a gift, it's too much, but I can lend an ear and I can lend some advice. And so I try and do that now. I felt like, yeah, I had a very close friend, Mia, go through a breakup like 2 weeks after my breakup. I had another close friend, wow, all these ethnicity people, Becky, go through a breakup. Just like people that I'm close to. And I help to various degrees, but like, it happens. So yeah, breakups.
Yeah, I know breakups, they suck. I know everybody handles them in different ways. There's different ways of breaking up. There's different reasons of breaking up. But I know at the end of the day, what people should realize is, exactly what you said is, take it one day at a time, move forward with it, talk to somebody. I think talking to somebody is probably one of the most helpful things you can do to yourself. I mean, I've seen a lot of people, a lot of friends, when they break up, what they do is they hide.
Oh no, that's like the worst.
Yeah, they hide.
Shout out to my mom and Alyssa. If I didn't have you two, I probably would have killed myself. Go talk to people.
And yeah, that's what I'm saying. When you get in that dark place, it's very scary and it's very hard to get out. But that kind of goes with saying, when you break up, of course you're going to be alone. You're going to feel very lonely, but during that time, you shouldn't be thinking about all these things. You have to move on. You have to better yourself, work on things, get your mind off of it and try to just keep going forward in a positive way. And then sooner than later, you'll hopefully appreciate the times you've had with that significant other, but also at the same time, you know that you're coming out of that relationship a stronger person.
Yeah, you'll be stronger. Yeah, undoubtedly. I had to become, in my own head, stronger than I ever knew or wanted to be.
And you might learn something about yourself. I mean, think about it, like, if you broke up with somebody, like, even for me, instance, like, my only other serious relationship, you know, the main reason, I mean, she cheated on me, but I knew that it wasn't just because she saw some dude and wanted to be with him. I had a part to play in that. And that was, you know, while I was chasing my dreams and stuff, I wasn't paying a whole lot of, I wouldn't say paying a whole lot of attention to her, but basically, I wasn't meant to be in that relationship anymore. You know, I wasn't meant to be in that relationship. It wasn't fair to her. It really wasn't fair to me either, because at the end of the day, here I am busy working on myself and my grind, and just straight up just didn't have time for her. And, you know, I'm not mad to this day that she cheated on me. Of course, back then, hell yeah, I was pissed. But also at the same time, it's a learning experience. It makes me realize now that I'm in a very serious and healthy relationship now, that I need to be present and be aware if she's going through something and she needs me because she's my life partner, or, you know, my fiance. I also need to I also realize that that I, no matter if she's with me or not, that I need to be 100% me and just keep it real, be honest at all times. And, you know, when you were going back to making sure that you make sure every day is special, having the best day ever, every single day, you know, that kind of put a stamp onto me. So I make sure that every day I make sure I make at least one good memory to think about. And I try to do that with her every single day.
Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah. What was your memory today?
My memory today was actually when, let me think. One very good memory. So today I went to work, and then I went to the gym after with you. Mm-hmm. But I know this isn't really that serious, but for the first time in a while, I literally had to use a bumper plate as a step stool for this. What was the workout?
It's like a lat pullover. So with a dumbbell, you set the dumbbell, and you kind of put it behind your head while you're laying horizontally to stretch your lats.
Right. Well, long story short, I've never done this workout before, so it's a new memory. It's a new experience. Well, like an idiot, I think it was the second set, and I decided to do super heavy, not thinking like, hey, maybe I should like work my way up so I can get the feel for it before I start, you know, maximizing weight. And guys, I swear my feet lifted off the ground and I almost did a backflip in it. And like, I didn't tell him at the time, but my heart was racing so bad. And it wasn't even like the workout itself. It was just like, I just kind of like overdid it and it almost flipped over. So that's something I won't forget.
There you go. And what I have to say, you know, this is back to why. Okay, breakups can be bad.
Yes.
But it's better than the alternative. Had your ex had the clairvoyance that, hey, Alex is so focused on himself, he can't focus on me. I should probably end this. I should probably let him go off and do his own thing. You know, if you truly love the person you're with, you want the best for them. And sometimes a breakup is best. And so instead of cheating, she could have just let Alex go. And, I mean, it ended up in her letting him go just in a different way, but, like, it could have been done differently, you know?
I will say, because I'm more mature and there's been time that has passed since that breakup, like years, now I can look back at it and say, look, I appreciate all the times we've had.
Yeah.
You know, I wish the best for you. I cherish these moments, but I'm glad it happened when it happened because, you know, breakup's a really hard thing to do on both sides, you know, whether you're breaking up with somebody or being broken up with.
Yeah.
But for me, I'm glad it happened because, I mean, because I appreciate those moments, I wish the breakup didn't happen sooner because I wouldn't have been able to experience those times that we already had. But also at the same time, I'm glad it happened then because then I wouldn't have been in my the position I am in now. You know, like you gotta think like, what if I never met my fiance right now because of that? So I truly do believe like your life is already mapped out right now. You just gotta make sure it's going in the right direction. You know.
I disagree, but
Really,
I don't believe in fate. I don't believe.
I wouldn't say fate, but just more of like you already know, like for instance, like you already know what's gonna happen or whatever's gonna happen in the next 2 minutes is already gonna happen. So you just gotta let it play out. You know.
I just punched him in the leg.
But
No.
that was gonna happen. That was like 5 minutes ago. That was gonna happen.
I wouldn't have brought that up if you didn't bring it up.
But exactly.
Wow. All right, maybe the next 2 minutes. I think we have the capacity for change. I
sure.
have the capacity for change.
For sure.
Had I not gone through that breakup, I would have been a lesser version of myself right now. I don't know what changed. I guess I do know what changed. I started living for the moment and hearkening in a little bit more on that fear. Instead of being so concerned with making a relationship work forever, I started to work on trying to make the time that I have here matter. So giving back to other people more, you know?
Right.
Just like, I was a selfish person, and I'm trying to be a little less selfish now. All right, Alex is giving me the cue that we're high on time. What are we at? Are we over an hour?
Yeah, we're over an hour.
Holy shit.
Yeah, I know. Time flies by.
Should we quick run through vasectomies, or should we save it for later?
Here, you go ahead and talk about it. I'm gonna go check our camera. I have been grinding. I have been filming so much this week, so I don't even know if I have enough memory. But
Okay.
Here, I want you to go ahead and talk about it while I check it out.
I'll give the quick and dirty. We'll do this in like 5 minutes. All right, so I'll get to the why. Why did I get a vasectomy? I worked in childcare for like 5 years. I have an idea of how hard it is to take care of children. I was in a relationship for almost 2 years with stepchildren, and we only had them half the days in the week, and fuck, that was a lot. So I know what it's like to have kids, or at least an idea. Shout out to anybody that has kids. It's a lot of work. But I'm not fully opposed to like having kids one day. Somehow I don't feel like I'm ready and I'm 30 years old. But if I got to the point where I would, I feel like adoption would be the way. Because I already feel like there's so many kids on this earth. There's just, too many people. We could solve like pollution and like global warming if we just had less kids. If we just kind of let the population of humans go down a little bit.
Love it.
That's my thoughts. I'd be totally down to adopt one day with the right person at the right time. So that was like an overarching part of it. I didn't think I wanted biological kids for the environment. I didn't think it was worth it. But I was 25. I'm now 30, so that gives a little bit of the time frame. The actual process, not too hard. You just find a doctor. You ask if they take your insurance. It's like $100. $100.
I want to know like details.
I've saved money on condoms. Well, you're still supposed to use condoms. Guys, wrap it up.
Yes. Because you never know.
But STDs.
Yeah.
But
for sure.
As far as like effective contraception, it's great. It's like it can't fail practically. Like if you get it done correctly, I thought of a way to demonstrate this on video. So you guys that are listening on audio, I'll do my best. But imagine you have your... I'm going to use my drawstring because that'll actually work. But imagine... Oh, no, it won't work.
Why don't you use this?
We have a small penis. It's so...
Yes.
Christmas gift. Yeah, you got to wonder. All right, that won't work. Wow, okay, I am pressed for time. All right, we're just going to pretend we're going to use...
Oh, we're good on time. We're good on time, guys. So, yeah.
Right. So you have your... I think it's the vas deferens. It's been a while since I've been in school. But it's like a tube that the semen goes through. So in the old days, they would just cut this tube. And there's a chance these like two strands could just like find their way back together. And oh no, you get somebody pregnant. But now the process is they cut a little hole in your nutsack. They find the tube. And then what they do is they cut it on two ends and they take out the middle. So now you don't have the middle. I guess, though, you know, people that believe in God and, like, divine intervention, those two tubes could find themselves again. They could stretch and grow. So they've thought of ways to make sure that that doesn't happen. They tie each tube in a knot. And you're like, okay, that's good. And then they take a soldering iron and they solder both of the tubes. So now they're cauterized. Like, the chances of these things unraveling themselves, uncauterizing themselves, and finding themselves is damn near impossible. So I did get to look down and watch what appeared to be like my nutsack smoking. A little bit odd, but no, it didn't even hurt, man. Like it's like almost similar to like dental. Like they give you like local anesthesia. So after that initial like needle to inject the anesthesia was done, I just felt like some mild tugging. I drove myself home from it. I walked inside, did what they told me to do, which was pretty much sit on the couch for a week. I remember hitting arms and shoulders like the 6th day, and I used half the weight. 7th day, I went back to training like normal. So yeah, I mean, for like $100, a week out of the gym, it was 5 years ago. I don't regret it at all. I have not had any unplanned pregnancies, no scares, nothing like that. And if any girl ever gets pregnant and says it's mine, I'm saying we're getting this shit tested because I know I'm shooting blanks. Because for like another $50, you could pay to go back a month later and make sure that once the pipes are cleaned out, that the procedure was done perfectly and you are good to go. So I almost feel like we'd be better off as a society if people got vasectomies when they were born. And then once they're ready for children, financially, emotionally, whatever, then they have kids. Because when I think back on the last 5 years, if anyone at any time had accidentally gotten pregnant, I don't think I'd like where my life is right now. Would I make it the best day ever? Sure, I'd find a way. But, like, I have no business bringing a child into this world right now. Maybe one day, but not right now. So, what else? Yeah, it's cheap. It's effective. It's not really painful. It's kind of funny that we as a society push birth control on women so hard when men have this super easy option available.
Now that, I will say I kind of agree.
Yeah.
I definitely agree. I mean, like, the thing is, like, all right, so I know Plan B is, like, a whole different thing, but, you know, as far as, like, what is it called?
IUDs?
Yeah. Like, where they stick it in the arm and stuff like that. Or, well, I mean, there's different ways to do it.
There's different ways, yeah.
But, I mean, either way, like...
It makes more sense to just take that one little tube out of the man than to introduce all these exogenous hormones into women. That's my thought process, and it's more effective.
As painful as it was to hear that, because I don't know, I felt something. But
you'll barely feel it.
A question for the viewers. To this day now, does it only affects that, you know, the sperm, right?
Yeah.
Shooting blanks.
Has
nothing. It doesn't affect your sexual activity or anything.
No, and God, we're gonna get. My mom listens to this.
Oh, I'm so sorry. I'm sorry, Mom, but hey, people gotta know. You know?
Still shoot. It's just there's nothing viable in it.
Okay.
So, yeah, sex
perfectly healthy and everything.
Yeah, sex hasn't changed at all. Nothing feels different.
That was just strictly for like education / knowledge for some people. Because I mean, some of our viewers. Maybe there might be one out there that's thinking about it.
I hope this is funny too. Like I hope somebody's laughing after the serious talks that we've had. But yeah, education. If anybody has any questions, reach out. It's not hard. But yeah. So they will try and talk you out of it when you get there. They'll be like, the
are
doctor,
you sure? Are you sure?
You have to go get a consult and schedule the surgery, and at the consult, they try and talk you out of it. The doctor was like, "What if you meet an angel, and like they want to have biological kids with you? Like you can't predict the next 5 or 10 years. What if you meet an angel?" And I was like, "One, I'm not like super like that," but I was like,
right.
I was like, if I meet an angel that wants kids with me, it's not the right angel for me, and that's what I said, which is really funny because. Laura really wanted kids, and like now I'm like, I can't. But there are ways. I believe it's been a minute since I've checked this, but you can get like IVF, like in vitro fertilization. Mm-hmm. So like instead of having to undo this whole vasectomy, like in The Office, where Michael's like snip snap, snip snap, snip snap. Right. Do you know what I'm talking about or no?
Nah, I know what you're talking about. I'm just like,
do you? The Office. Okay.
I've watched a little bit of it.
Okay. Well, the main character, in case you don't know, or in case the viewers don't know. Main character like gets a vasectomy, and then the woman he's with is like, "No, I want kids," and then she changed her mind. So he's like going through the procedure back and forth. It's like a funny skit. But anyways, I don't believe that I would have to even undo it. Like if I wanted to have one round of children, they can just, I don't know, with a needle, like I guess get some sperm and then still.
I was gonna ask you a question. Because I know you're my personal friend, I know like where your mindset is on this, but maybe for some other people that are thinking about going through this process, you think it would be smart? Because I mean, you never know. Like, I mean, I know you know, but maybe some years down in the future, that your mind might change. But I mean, I think this is good just to make sure that no accidents happen or of the sort. But would it have been smart to like freeze eggs, freeze sperm?
I don't have any eggs, just for the record.
Yeah, of course.
But
that process, like just
they recommend doing that.
Just having some just in case.
At the moment that it was done, and up until just maybe like a year ago when I was with Laura, I was fully confident in my decision. I never wanted kids.
Right.
To the point where even if they told me it was like permanent, I'd be like, that's okay. Yeah, I guess I could have gotten some sperm frozen, but I'm like fairly certain that I could get it reversed if I wanted to.
Right.
But I don't think I'd want it reversed because then again, like you could, not that I would ever plan to like cheat or anything like that, but anybody could get pregnant at any time.
Right.
Whereas with in vitro, it'd be like, okay, on the 1st of September, we're going to get this done, like set up a procedure. Right. What is funny though, the doctor came in and the like nurse was like, okay, Dr. Steven, are you ready? And he's like, I don't know, this is the first time I've ever done this. And I was like, now is not the time to joke. Right. I know you've done this before. I've read your Google reviews. But now is not the time to joke.
I also don't think, of course I can't say anything, but I feel like if you were to go into this procedure, this procedure is very serious. So, pretty sure your mind would be set. So.
Yeah, I mean, I'd wait on it for at least a year or two.
Right.
I mean,
like don't think about it like a week and then go into it. Like,
yeah,
give it a hot minute. Yeah.
And then also, like, I mean, you gotta think for yourself. I mean, I had been thinking this way since I was like 13, so I waited like over 10 years. I don't know. It just seemed right. I met a friend at the gym that had it done, and I was like, I can do this, and then I did, and I don't regret it. And I think, it'd be hard to say you regret your kid, but like an alternate reality where I have like a 4-year-old right now, I'd be like, damn, I wonder if I should have got that vasectomy. Right. But that's just me.
I'm not going to say worst case scenario, but if there ever was a scenario that you have a kid in the future now, I mean, which the only way would be if the person you're with already has a kid, or
won't do that again,
or adoption.
Adoption is
and I mean, I'm an adopted child, so I mean, I'm all for it. There's so many kids out there that need good parents or just need good people in their life. So
I have heard that it can be really difficult, the adoption process.
Oh, for sure. It's expensive too.
And expensive, but kids are expensive anyways, so like that
Exactly.
doesn't really change it for me.
And if you're not willing to go through that process anyways, like, you shouldn't even be thinking about having a kid, you know? It's a very serious thing. It's another human being that you're taking care of. I mean...
It's way too easy to have kids. The normal way.
100%, yeah.
Like, you need a license for a car. You should need a license for a gun. You should need a license to have children. Like, pass some basic tests, financial tests, emotional health tests, substance abuse tests. Like, shouldn't be on crack having babies.
Substance abuse, yes.
You know, like, I'm not saying we should gatekeep and, like, not let certain people have children for, like, arbitrary reasons, but, like, if you're on drugs or can't afford food for yourself, you can still find a way to have sex, but that doesn't mean you should have kids. But I don't know. We might be going off on a tangent here.
Nah, it's okay. It's okay. I mean, I think the overall, what I'm thinking right now is to go back to the subject we were talking about. I think personally there should be better ways to have, like, safe sex.
Yeah.
You know, than just a condom. I mean,
It works usually.
Yeah, if the person actually thinks about it.
Yeah.
And does it. You do it, you know. A lot of people don't think, and you got to think a lot of times, I mean, there's a lot of cases where people get pregnant and over, drunk sex over a night that you don't even remember.
Yep, I went to high school. I went to high school with a kid, and he and his baby's mother hooked up one time at a party. One time. They were like, they knew who each other were. They hooked up once. Got pregnant.
I mean, it happens. I mean, to each their own. But, of course, they have that pill, Plan B pill. It's an expensive pill.
Condoms.
Yeah.
Is this what we're ending the podcast on?
I mean, I guess we can end it. I mean, we can keep going.
Yeah.
If you want. I mean, I literally have, like, a whole nother hour or 45 minutes on the camera, so we're good. We're good to go.
Just talking about condoms and
right.
premarital sex and all sorts of good stuff.
I really hope a lot of these viewers are listening from, like, start to finish, because a lot of times, like, I watch my own podcast at least once. Once is good, so it's like I know what I'm talking about, or, like, looking at ways to improve myself in front of a camera or speak wise. If I watch it the second time or two times, I usually cringe. I usually cringe at myself, but that's just me. But a lot of our good conversations have been towards the end.
Yeah, so basically I'll keep watching. All right, I do want to get another meal in and get ready for New Year's Eve, because it's New Year's Eve.
Yes.
But let's finish this off, since this will probably be the last one we record until 2023.
Yay.
Until the new year. So, Alex, what is, like, one or a couple goals that you'd like to achieve in the new year?
One of my goals would be, I want to, besides the obvious, I want to save enough money, and I want to take my fiance out on, by the end of the next year. I want to take her to somewhere special, like, and not just like, just another road trip, like New York City, like magical, like maybe Paris. And that's a big deal, because that's a lot of money,
Have you been on a cruise before?
No, we haven't. Actually, I haven't been on a cruise in general.
Dude, go on a cruise. Best bang for the buck. All the food that you can eat. It's, okay, so, sorry, I know this is...
Oh, go ahead.
This is my feeling. Like, I did an awesome trip to Europe, right? It was like 6 days in Europe. We walked over 10 miles each day. I was fucking destroyed after that trip. It was not a vacation. It was an experience. I was fully experiencing each day. But it left me like, I did not want to come back. I didn't want to fly. I was just tired. I was exhausted. Went on a cruise. Complete opposite thing, man. It's slow.
It's just relaxing.
Chill. You just get, like, they put like a little thing under your door, and it's like, these are all the activities you can go to today. You can go to the comedy show. You can go to the gymnastics performance. You can go to the water show. You can take a nap. You can come eat all the food you want.
So say if the cruise went to, like, because I see a lot of cruises. I mean, I've researched this stuff because I've actually thought about going on cruises, and honestly, the prices are not really that bad. But if you have to go to like the Bahamas and stuff, like, do you need a passport? Or typically you stay on the boat, right?
Can you not get a passport?
I already had a passport.
Oh,
But I was saying either way, like,
that's a good question. I don't even remember. I don't even remember.
have to look that up. But either way, I would like to take her, this year somewhere special where it's just like, this is a once in a lifetime thing. That's what I want to hit. Overall, like, in my entire life, like, maybe 5-year plan, I would like to go to Korea.
Hell yeah.
I think it's good to know where, my culture and everything. So I would really like to do that. But this year, of course, keep it grinding in the gym. Keep it grinding in the gym. I think I do want to compete towards the second half of the year.
Oh, wow.
So I'm definitely anticipating that. Other than that, man, live life. Be happy every single day. Try to be happy. Make some memories, and get rich.
All right.
I mean, that's really it, man. There's nothing much to it besides live a happy life. I mean, sometimes you got to keep it simple, keep it realistic. Some things you can only you can't control everything, but what you can control is how you feel every single day. And even if something bad happens during that day, it's up to you to control it. And I think I want to better myself by not throwing fucking tantrums every day, but like, oh, something bad happens. Okay, let me stop being irritated. Let me think about it. Take a deep breath. Let it go. I really have to work on that. Last year, I worked on anger management issues. A lot of that. And I'm not talking about like the shit you see on TV, just more of like anger management issues where something pissed me off. I'll keep it down. Another thing will piss me off. And like this big pot of my anger all at once will just blow up. So now I'm more of like, okay, I've learned to, like, when I get angry, to let it go, but on top of let it go, like, assess inside my head, like, look, it wasn't really that big of a deal. So now I'm a lot less angry.
You can kind of choose to be less angry.
Exactly. So I that's what I learned this year. Next year, I think I want to do more about like self-improvement overall.
Cool.
What about you?
I have a few things. I was talking to Alyssa about this today. One of the things that I would like to do is to go to California.
Ooh.
I'm sponsored by True Nutrition. Shout out to them. They're located in San Diego. I haven't been to California in quite some time. I have quite a few friends on Instagram. I've been trying to meet as many like Instagram friends, aka Alex was one of them.
Alex the King.
I'm trying to not Alex the King. Yeah, you Alex.
Oh, me.
Alex Newton.
Oh,
well, yes, Alex the King, but
he's in California.
He's out there, but
somewhere.
I met you through Instagram, even though you're local. But
yes.
I've been trying to meet my Instagram friends in person, and I've met my client in Dallas. I've met some other people. I've met Brooke from Georgia. She's on Instagram. Lila, all the way up in like New York. Like I've met a few people from Instagram. It's kind of cool. Anyways, I'm getting on a tangent here, but I'd love to meet Bobby. She runs all the social media for True Nutrition. Go out there, visit them, and just see California some. That's a big goal. I guess I kind of thought of this kind of corny, but like if I can have the best day ever 365 times, I've done the year well. The last thing, I just want to be a better person. So I guess kind of like you, self-improvement. Read some more books on like self-improvement and find ways to just be better for the people that are in my life. So trying to say yes to more things. Like Alex, you've reached out a few times about hanging out or doing stuff, and I'm kind of like a homebody. Like I guess we're still at my home, but like sometimes I'll just get a little antisocial because like I don't know why.
I feel that on a whole nother level.
And so trying to get more comfortable, like hanging out with people, inviting people over, having Alex over tomorrow for New Year's along with Anna and hopefully a few other people. So
ooh, there's one other thing that I do want to mention, and hopefully I'll be able to do this with you, but prior 2 years ago, I moved to Gainesville, Florida, and really I was very anti-social, didn't have a lot of friends, kind of just kept to myself, kind of do my thing. And then I got welcomed with the community, aka weight train, and just gym people and just everything involved. And honestly, you guys have helped me so much just become more happy overall. I'm thinking my way of next year going forward is I think we can all work on this, especially for people that are like us, like where it's kind of obvious that we're like bodybuilders, you know. You got to be nicer to the new guys.
Yes.
We got to be nicer to new guys. And the thing is, like, I hate to say this, I'm not shit talking by any means or thinking bad thoughts, but it's just more of like sometimes you have those days when in reality these guys look up to us. So I have to be better about that.
Set an example, man.
Yeah,
People are watching.
be a better example, but also giving back towards the community. Just nothing to do with the gym. I think I want to try doing maybe like serving some like local food banks. Maybe if you guys live in Gainesville, you know that there's a lot of homeless people out there on them streets. So maybe one day, you know, we probably won't film it because I don't want to do the whole clout chasing thing, but
film it. I'm gonna disagree there because the more we can put this out there, the more the people realize they can do it.
Okay. So yeah, like, so I'm thinking brainstorming. I don't think I want to actually film like us giving them food, but with their consent, I would like to give to them like maybe some food, maybe some money, whatever they need, maybe a blanket or something. But with their consent, I would like to just hear their story.
Yeah.
And maybe a lot of viewers want to hear their story. And I think just bringing that awareness can help a lot of people. But yeah, giving back to the community in general. Like I need to do more, just do more for the people around me.
Hell yeah, I think that's a good spot.
Yeah, it's a good spot. So with that being said,
if you've made it this far, please rate the show. Or like the show.
Right.
Good God. If you've made it this far, let us know. Because
right. I mean, this is definitely one of our longest podcasts, and it's gotten to the point where my brain is like running out of things. So I'm kind of spacing out a little bit. But I really do hope everybody has, a good new year.
Be safe.
Be safe.
It's a little late now.
Be smart.
Way after that. But
wait.
If you're listening to this, good job for being safe on New Year's.
That's a good way to put it. Anyways, have the best day ever.
Have the best day ever. Thanks for watching. What's that?
Let's see.
My phone's already having a seizure.
That is our longest podcast. Now, before I mess up, we're going to duplicate.
Oh, yeah?
Yeah.
Good idea.
Just in case. I've had this actually happened a week ago. So you know how you take long videos, like, because I noticed you do this too, where you give me the phone, and you already hit record, but you have that time where you're just like setting up and stuff.
Yeah.
So instead of like clipping it, and then say new video. I just clipped it from Instagram, but I deleted the original video off my phone. And then for some reason, my video didn't go to Reels draft. It just deleted. So I had nothing. And I was pissed. I was kind of pissed.